How's it going? I wanted to do a different little video today because instead of making knives, I made something else today. And it's a rough project. It's not what the final project or product would be. But I want to talk about collector steelbooks with Blu-rays and video games. The only reason I have this here is to just show you a boring ass, game case, just plastic. Blu-rays and steelbook cases nowadays are just boring. Take, for example, the overpriced Dragonheart. Just a screen printed image, or painted or printed. I don't know what they do to apply it. I know it's fairly thick because I ground some off today. But overall, it's boring. There's just nothing going on here. Whoops. Blade is a little nicer. It's stamped. The name blade is stamped. You got a little edge around the border. And then it's just a printed image on the back. One of the better, more recent steelbooks. And then one of the best steelbooks ever made was for Arkham Origins. And as you can see, all stamped on the back. And what's cool is when you open it, you have all of Batman's villains that are in the game stamped, and it makes one diorama. And you have snow falling here, which is, this was the best steelbook ever made. And it's a little heavier duty. It's not like these ones. These are really light. This has a lot more weight to it. I've never taken it off to see how thick the steel was, but you can see the edges are rolled. Unlike, I can show you on this one here, they are extremely thin edges on the metal. This one has a, picture on the inside of Draco and what's his name? Dennis Quaid. I can't think of his character's name at the moment. But this one's boring on the inside, but it doesn't matter because you have that glorious work on the outside. Now, so what I did today was, since steelbook companies are boring anymore, I made my own for Metal Gear Solid. Now, this isn't what it was supposed to be. I didn't have time to get the Metal Gear title with Snake Eater, because this is going to be the case for Delta when it comes out, and I was going to actually have the Delta insignia covering the Fox, and the Fox be right in the middle. I acid etched the logo, and then this is 16 gauge steel, so it's not light, it's heavy duty. It is riveted to the original steelbook cover. You can see there. What I want to do on future customs is to bevel this edge. I didn't do it this time because it actually didn't matter, because it's not rough or sharp. Then I sanded off the original steelbook cover, and I soaked it in acid and then ran it across a buffer to give it this gunmetal gray rough look. And then I spray painted it with a high gloss clear Rust-Oleum. I'm hoping once it cures for a week, it's a little harder than what it currently is, because the first coat rubbed off at the bottom down here. And then there's with the game inside. Now, this is where it's a little rough. The rivets, I did drill some holes for it to have a little bit of relief from the pressure of those in there. That's something that needs to be remedied. Had a little issues with the steel up here. You can see a little warpage. That was me taking it off and on. Whatever they coat the inside of the steel with, the acid does not touch it. It didn't darken it at all. But like I said, I plan on doing a little more with the steelbook than just this. But for right now, this is cool in my opinion. I think it's neat. It's simple, but it's the weight. You can hear it. It's not a light piece of crap. And that's my whole goal, was to make something that was nicer than what you're paying, you know, sometimes $100 to $200 for, because the steel books that come in the collector's editions are just like this Dragonheart one, which are just printed designs. This is a far superior setup. And if they would just start making them like this again, then that would be worth the money. But come in a little bit closer. The etch is not as deep as I had wanted it, because I wanted it to be a lot more almost pressed feel. But my solution with the acid to water ratio was a lot more water, so I didn't get the etch as deep as I wanted it. But when I ran this across the buffer, it gave me the look I wanted. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll talk to you later.